flinching in regard to accommodating them. She did not want a baby as an expression of her love for me. I did not want a baby as a reflection of my love for her. I wanted a baby because I wanted a baby, and if I'm forced to give more of a reason than that, the best I can do is to say that, as in most things, from how I make scrambled eggs, with water, not milk, to how I fight, indirectly, concede, grudgingly, compete, overly, love, jealously, and hate, over decades and with an overdeveloped appetite for revenge, it probably has to do with the relationship I had with my mother. Anyway, whatever it was, it had nothing to do with the person I was seeing. Clearly this presented me with a number of problems. The choices available to 36-year-old single women who want babies have not, historically, been wildly attractive. You can get lucky. You can get promiscuous. You can, as women essayists pop up every few years to remind us, settle for a partner you're not wholly into. That is, if you can find someone abject enough to agree. You can turn your life upside down at the first whiff of romance. In the past few years, I have watched as friends or friends of friends have moved from New York to St. Louis, the West Coast, London, or, in the most extreme case, Bali, to be with a man. "I win," said the one who went to Bali. These women, all aware of and grimly amused by this trend, put it this way: you can live in New York and never meet anyone, or you can move to the other side of the world, change your job, abandon your friends, but win the jackpot of being in a couple. The landscape is slightly different for single gay friends who have better luck in the cities but suffer the same uncertainty as to whether the person they've met is the right one to have kids with. No man I know has, in the early stages of a relationship, ever moved to where his girlfriend was living unless he had at least one other good reason for doing so. There are two further possibilities. Resign yourself to the fact it's not going to happen, or pull the emergency cord and do it alone. I should pause here to acknowledge that being a single parent is still, for the most part, not a matter of choice, but of unforeseen circumstance, and as such makes what I'm talking about, elective single motherhood, laughably decadent, a bunch of well-heeled professional women fretting over how to have babies, when the vast majority of single mothers are just trying to get by. Of the 10 million single parents in the United States, 8 million of whom are women, nearly half live below the poverty line. The very definition of single parenthood exists on a sliding scale, and because competition over who has it worst is often as fierce as it is over who has it best, I should also own to the fact that having Elle upstairs insulates me from many of the anxieties of raising babies alone. Single mothers with no help at all will feel superior to me, just as I feel superior to divorcees with big alimony settlements, or anyone with fewer than 2 babies, or women who have their own mothers on hand, and we all feel superior to married women who say things like, "Dave's off golfing and I'm a single mum for the weekend." This petty machismo is, in my experience, outmeasured by the solidarity among women raising kids on their own. But in any case, this is not a book about my life as a single parent, the difficulties of which are comparatively small and ordinary compared with those of the period immediately preceding it. These were the months and years of my mid to late 30s, when every day seemed to bring another set of terrifying and uniquely irreversible decisions. Am I really going to do this? How am I going to do this? How much will it cost? Can I afford it? How alone will I be? Where will we live? Is it too weird? What if my kid doesn't look like me? Is it immoral? What if it doesn't work? What if it does work? Can I use it as an anchor baby? Am I ready to be a single mother? How I negotiated these decisions in the midst of all the advice, scolding, and general hysteria that still attends the way in which a woman has or doesn't have children is the main concern of this book. I will not be writing about elective single dads, not out of any bias against them, but because I know so few, one in fact. It is